Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's poppin', Fantasy Champs?
What's going on?
We got a good show today. Rookie, Superflex, mock draft, rookie, Superflex, mock draft, rookie, Superflex, mock draft. That's for the YouTube SEO.
Yep.
We have 8 random people, and then us mocking in a Superflex rookie mock draft.
And the chat is telling us we got to get going.
Yeah. All right. So welcome on to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always. Poppin' Rick.
What's going on?
Before we jump into the rookie mock draft, check out our website, thefantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter at the FFChamps, on Instagram at thefantasychampions. Like us, facebook.com/thefantasychampions. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platforms, please leave a review and share this podcast with your friends. Also, subscribe. The people can wait. Subscribe is the best way to support the show. So pause.
Comment.
If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, like, and comment down below. So let's start this rookie Superflex mock draft.
Yeah, before people start leaving.
I got the 2 pick.
I got the 3.
And 2 minutes on the clock for each pick. This has literally no information. So I was like thinking about it when I was setting up the show. I'm like, how do I draft, right? Without having a roster? It makes no sense.
It is kind of weird. But
so
you're on the clock.
So the 101 is Trevor Lawrence, as expected.
Yeah.
And I'm going to treat this like it's a league that I have in 10-man pan that I'm rebuilding.
Yeah, you're rebuilding. You're starting from scratch. Just in general, Trevor Lawrence goes 1. Who do you think should go 2 in a Superflex Dynasty League?
So I've been fighting on this. There's Justin Fields.
You're already 30 seconds in.
I'm already 30 seconds in. But
I would make your pick and then talk about it.
Yeah. Well, you're probably right. All right. Well, let me make my pick. I actually got to find the guy that I want. Oh, I'm hurting my soul.
He's right there, unless you're not taking him.
All right. I'm gonna take Zach Wilson.
Okay.
So I'm having a tough time right now with Zach Wilson and Justin Fields because I think it really depends on landing spot and where each person goes. And I think that for the 49ers, they're probably gonna get Justin Fields or the better of the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the better of the two. So whoever lands in the 49er system, whether it's Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or Zach Wilson, I think Zach Wilson's going to the Jets. I think is the guy I would end up taking.
Yep. And then for me, if I'm sitting there at 103 and Wilson and Lawrence is gone, I'm still going quarterback because I personally think Fields and Wilson are kind of like what you're saying, are on the same level.
Right.
So I would go quarterback here, especially if he goes to San Francisco. My goodness, I think that could be a steal at 103.
Robbery.
In all honesty. Yeah.
So if you were at 102, who would you take, Zach Wilson or Justin Fields?
Right now, not knowing landing spot, Zach Wilson. But I think that could very well change.
Yeah, but you know where he's going. He's going to the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, with Wilson on the Jets and Fields on the 49ers in that scenario,
yeah.
I'm going Justin Fields at number 2. Now, looks like we have a little bit. See, this is the problem with doing live. Someone will just leave, go get a snack.
It's make your pick, dude. Yeah. Like I said, all about landing spot for me. Obviously, T-Law is the number 1 guy off the board.
Yeah, so far, I mean, that's why I was saying,
this is pretty standard. This is how the NFL draft is going to go, to be honest with you.
Yep. Well, maybe.
Should I just auto pick him?
I know he would.
At this point?
Yeah, I think at this point there's only. Well, actually, I don't know. You could go a lot of different directions here.
Yeah.
At 104, but he's not even here. He's not even.
Would you go Trey Lance?
I would think about it, but I would not.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. He's such a. The thing with Trey Lance is he's such a fantasy type of player.
Right now, it says that Trey Lance and Mac Jones are kind of going in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
So, here we go. He has he takes Najee.
Najee Harris.
Yeah, that's not
good pick.
Not a bad pick.
I think I would have taken Harris there too. It would have been Harris or Lance for me.
So for me, I have a different strategy. I personally, quarterbacks in Superflex leagues, quarterbacks and wide receivers are king. Those spots are gonna last you the longest. Javonte Williams, 105
off the board there.
Okay. But quarterbacks and wide receivers are going to last the longest in dynasty leagues, and they're going to give you the best turnaround, for the first couple of years. So running backs you can draft, and they'll be good year one, and they can build up a repertoire of success really early, but they only last about 4 years. I think it was Sam Hoppin. Go follow at Sam Hoppin. A lot of analytical stuff on his page, but he had a stat that he tweeted out, and it was I don't know, it might not have been Sam. It might have been somebody at Fantasy Pros. But anyway, it was the success rates for rookies in the NFL, and the wide receiver position was like first round hit rates as high. Wide receiver ones was only like 20% of the time, where running backs was like 50 to 60% of the time.
See, I think if you're in a win now mode, though, you in a Superflex
taking Najee and Javonte is.
I would take yeah. But if you're in a rebuild, then absolutely go quarterback receiver, because they last longer. Running backs like Najee Harris might be in the league at a high level. He'll be in the league for could be a long time, and you never know. But there's a chance that he's only dominant in the league for like 4 or 5 years.
Trey Lance, 108.
Yeah, so we got Najee Harris at 4, Javonte Williams, a little bit of a surprise there at 5, but there's a lot of hype for him. The guy in the chat said RB1.
Wait,
I love it. He's my RB3, but actually he's my RB2.
Travis Etienne.
I think I have Williams ahead of Etienne. They're close though. I like Etienne's pass catching.
Yeah, Javonte Williams is going to end up like a fifth round pick.
I know.
And everyone's going to be like,
but Jamar Chase, good pick there
at
6.
Whoa.
Travis Etienne, another good pick. Trey Lance, and then Adam Hutchinson.
I'm offended.
Mac Jones.
I'm offended by that pick.
Interesting.
Adam. Okay, so let's break
Some
down.
Good players are all.
Let's
on the
break
board
down
still.
kind of what just happened, because there's no quarterbacks left.
Yeah.
I haven't scouted past 6, so at this point, I'm not going to quarterback again. If that happens in our actual Superflex early, I'm going to be
take
mad.
Quarterbacks early. This is what happens. Look at the first round, guys.
We got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones. And this is a 10-man. This is not like a 12-man league. And if you're in a 12-man dynasty Superflex league, you're going to be screwed. Are you surprised by Rashad Bateman, 110?
A little bit, but at the 110, you're kind of picking your choice.
That's my guy, dude.
So if you like Bateman, like for you example, if you like Bateman more than Smith and Waddle, that's not a bad pick at all. Like it's the range that he's going. It's a higher end range, but it's the range that he's going in. So I don't mind that.
Yeah. See, this is.
Oh yeah, you got to pick your guy, dude.
I always got to take
pick
my
your guy.
They took Devonta Smith. I was actually going to take him here at 2-2, so I got sniped. But I'm going to take Rondale Moore.
Yep.
And if I have Rondale Moore at 2-2 and I get Zach Wilson 1-2, I don't have my 2-2 though in the Superflex
McDonald's style, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
dude. And then my plan here was Justin Fields and then Kyle Pitts. That was my plan. Worked out perfectly. But now Jalen Waddle's on the board, and I'm so tempted to take him here.
You were gonna go Kyle Pitts?
Yep.
Okay.
Bro, if he goes top 5,
that's your guy.
They're gonna use him like Travis Kelce. That's all I'm saying.
Well, not year 1. Guaranteed.
Oh, I don't know.
Guaranteed. Well, I actually think Kyle Pitts, wherever he goes,
but let's say Waddle,
they're going to drop him in as a wide receiver.
Waddle goes to the Eagles. Kyle Pitts goes to the Dolphins. Who do you like more? I'm taking Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts
Transition.
to the Dolphin.
Transitional. Bro.
I see you left Jalen. Here we go. We got the sleeper over here.
Close.
In drafts, in rookie drafts, in any kind of draft, there's always that one person, especially in what is it? So I can't remember what it's called. The super long ones.
Oh,
the long drafts.
Yeah, long drafts.
Yeah,
I think that.
There's a word for it, I guess. But anyway, so the long drafts, I do like 4 or 5 of them every year, and there's always one guy that just sits there for the entire 7.5 hour clock. The best part is when their little logo on Sleeper here, if you're watching on YouTube, is green, and they sit there for 7.5 hours not making their pick.
Yeah, the chat is asking to make him go auto.
Yeah, it's bad. See, this is what I get. Oh, he just plopped in. So anyway, Kyle Pitts at 2-3. I'm actually kind of surprised he made it that far.
I know. Well, that's why.
I would probably swap Mac Jones and Kyle Pitts here. That's probably what would end up happening in a real like Superflex mock draft. Not that Adam didn't do anything that he didn't want to do, but yeah, because Pitts my other thing is that
that's a good pick.
That article that I was just talking about, I think it's on Fantasy Pros. I'll tweet it because people need to see it. But in that article, it said that tight ends, even top tight ends like Kyle Pitts, get drafted in the top 10.
Chat, but yeah, continue.
That get drafted in the top 10. Zero. I think there's been like 3% over the last 8 years have hit, and there's only been
hit at all or in their rookie year.
In their rookie year,
okay.
And it wasn't even like a number one.
Now,
so I know a lot of people will say Kyle Pitts is a transition.
I was just gonna say, what's gonna happen. Did you hear what Mel Kiper said about Kyle Pitts?
Yes, I don't care what Mel Kiper has
I know,
to say, unless it's about Mac Jones, and then I'm in on it.
I'm just saying, and a lot of people, including like myself, feel this way, that he is the best as just a pass catcher. He's the best tight end prospect maybe of all time. He at least in the last 10 years.
Okay.
He's gonna if he goes and if they use him like 6th overall, they're gonna use him.
When I watch him on film, though, I feel like he's just a wide receiver at tight end.
That's exactly.
So, yeah. but I think he's small enough to be a wide receiver. So why wouldn't they just move him to wide receiver?
There's an argument. Program? Yeah, I mean they might. Who knows? I think they just line him up.
Hawk was a top 10 guy, and he couldn't. You physically couldn't move him to wide receiver. He's too slow and too big.
Yeah, I think they will use they'll line him up at receiver, they'll line him up at tight end, they'll line him up anywhere.
Yeah.
He's just a weapon. And I think if he goes to the right spot, he will succeed in his first year. Maybe not as much as let's say Jamar Chase, because he's a tight end, but he could still do really well in his first year, and then long term, Kyle Pitts could be insane, especially if he's Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
You're looking at the tight end one. And that you're getting at the 203.
Okay, just pop in there. Last 30 seconds there, buddy. Yeah, so after Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle went 1-2-4. Kind of surprised Waddle went that long.
Yeah, I would have loved Waddle at 203, honestly.
I honestly think Lance could go either way. He could be a top 5 pick.
Yeah,
in Superflex drafts, or he could fall to the mid-second round. Mm-hmm. It could go either way. If Lance gets taken by the 49ers,
Elijah Moore.
Do people start taking him?
Yes, he flies up
1-2 or 1-1.
I don't think maybe 1-2. 1-2 or 1-3 though, for sure.
It's a longer term play because I don't think he plays in 2020 or 2021 maybe even. But anyway, Elijah Moore. Have you seen this guy? Not just on film, but his.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's the hype train. For Elijah, did you see what AJ Brown tweeted as well?
Oh no, my guy!
He said he said Titans don't mess this up, and it was a video of Elijah Moore working out.
Okay, I do want them to mess that up so AJ Brown gets 140.
Well, they're gonna draft a receiver anyway.
Okay,
they need someone to replace Corey Davis.
Yeah. So it was Jalen Waddle at 2-4, Terrence Marshall at 2-5, Kenneth Gainwell. It's kind of a little bit of a surprising pick there.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that.
But anyway.
I like Elijah Moore, though. I
guess it's not surprising. And then Tylan Wallace, who people I've seen are very, very high on.
Yeah, I'm not.
In this draft, and I'm not super excited.
I don't mind him, but I would rather some other guys. I like Terrence Marshall and Elijah Moore both more than Tylan Wallace, but he shows some flashes.
So
I think, by the way, this draft is so top-heavy.
Once you get to the third round.
Last year, I loved my options.
I'm stacked.
In, late second.
In a dynasty league, I'm stacked in fourth, first. I need to start trading those things away to get higher picks.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
We had Jamar Jefferson at running back, and then Brevin Jordan come off the board. I got a question. When is a good round to start taking tight ends if you need tight ends in drafts?
If it's not Kyle Pitts, it's probably the third.
Okay, I was gonna say third or fourth round.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do something.
I got 2 guys here, so whoever you don't take, I will gladly take.
Yeah, but what if I don't even take the guy you want to take?
Then I have one guy slightly ahead the other. So there you go.
I'm gonna take Michael Carter.
That was the guy I wanted. But I have a second option, just for his upside. I'm gonna take Chuba. Chuba.
Yeah, I haven't watched a whole ton of film on Michael Carter, but
I know when we did our running back show, I remember you were like, I didn't even do much on Carter.
I did.
It was
did a
me
little
that
bit.
did, and I don't mind him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love. I don't like
when you're talking about Javonte Williams, who a lot of people are either like, oh my god, he's amazing, and you'll get a top 10 player, at the running back position in 2 years. And then there are other people who are like, Javonte Williams blows and he's gonna bust. you're getting the second running back of those two at UNC. So I'm like, that's kind of why I'm like, I'm not really pumped on Michael Carter. But he kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, because he's a speedy pass catching running back. Am I right? Am I right about that?
See, I wouldn't even say that. He is a little bit. You know what
I'm surprised about? Kadarius Toney lasting as long as he has.
Yeah, you big Toney guy?
No, but I've heard a lot about him. I think anyone after Jamar Chase, Bateman, Devonta Smith, Rondell Moore, and Jalen Waddle are kind of like, and maybe Elijah Moore. What do you know about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Not gonna lie, I have not seen too much on him, but what I have seen,
I've seen the fantasy community be lit on.
I have seen the fantasy community be lit on him. He's pretty big.
Yeah.
And so I see the appeal for him,
mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, his stats were not great. I'm going to look that up. But I remember looking him up, and I was like, this is kind of gross.
I think this is going to be a weird Superflex mocking season with the running backs because Michael Carter, Chuba Hubbard, and Trey Sermon start the third round.
Dude, honestly, like, yeah, his stats are... Well, actually, they're not bad. He just didn't get a lot of carries.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he's... I actually do see why people like him.
I got a question, too. Do you think Brevin Jordan and Pat I'm going to try to say his name, this guy's names as best I can. Freiermuth. Do you think either one of those guys should be a third-round pick this year?
In a dynasty mock or just
dynasty mock?
Yeah. I think Brevin Jordan...
Rookie mock.
Brevin Jordan should be. He's more of a pass catching,
mm-hmm.
and I can't say his name either. His last name Pat
Freiermuth.
I think he could too. I think he's a fine third round pick. He's just less of a pass catcher, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, if he goes in like the second round in the NFL draft, he's probably worth a third round pick.
Yeah,
Cole
right.
Kmet went in the second round, didn't he? In last year's like late second.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think after Kyle Pitts, I don't think a tight end's going to go until late second, early third. There we go. Kadarius Toney finally going off the board at 3.8. In the NFL draft.
Yeah, I could see that.
But like I saw last year in a lot of the rookie mock drafts I was doing, whether it was Superflex or just standard, that tight ends weren't going until the fourth round.
Mm.
In a standard league this year, Kyle Pitts is probably like 1.7.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. Kyle Trask goes to Adam at 3.9. Don't get me triggered because I didn't want him at all, so I'm not even gonna pretend. Kyle Trask sounds like a really I don't know, for some reason to me he sounds like a really fast quarterback, but he's like even slower than Mac Jones.
Kyle Trask, oh gosh, I hate Kyle Trask. I'm not gonna lie, so I don't love that pick for Adam.
In the fourth round,
Adam's draft.
It really could go.
Sorry, Adam.
Either it could go any way. I'm gonna take freaking Jamie Newman.
Okay.
You get a backup quarterback.
Funny, I'm going to go also quarterback, Kellen Mond. He looks so gross. Like, have you seen Kellen Mond film?
Yeah.
I actually spent all of last night watching some like later guys.
That's disgusting.
So, like Jamie Newman, Kellen Mond.
Oh, we got We're just going to keep going. Ian Book. Who the heck is that?
I don't know. Kyle Trask, though, I watched a little bit of him. Hate him even more. Don't like. I actually would rank Kyle Trask like 7 among the quarterbacks, 7 or 8. I think Jamie Newman and Kellen Mond might end up being better, but Kellen Mond looks so like he looks like Kaepernick throwing the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like his release point is kind of weird. His arm motion is kind of weird, but his stats are pretty good.
Oh, I went against what I wanted to do.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to draft Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, you messed that up. I mean, you got court. It was in theory though. Zach Wilson, Rondell Moore, Michael Carter, Jamie Newman. That's a good draft. 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I could have got
starting
Elijah
receiver,
Mitchell.
Potentially starting running back.
Yeah. Fourth round though, I was trying to find like hit rates of fourth round. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's an absolute I mean, fourth rounds are like it's a you're just throwing a penny and hoping it turns into $100.
There's like I watched a video on Elijah Mitchell, and he's one of those guys that could go either way. Like he can end up in the third round, or he can end up like a 6th round pick.
There's a lot of players like that.
Yeah, but if he gets drafted in the third round, the capital is there to be like, okay, this guy might be a starter on an NFL team. So, but he's big, he's fast, he's kind of like Javonte, but less. And dorsal fins right on cue, takes him at 4-6.
Good pick.
I'm kind of frustrated.
Who do you like? Which looking at all these teams now, what draft did you like the most?
I know you love yours.
I actually like yours a lot, but having the 102 and 103 is pretty easy.
Trevor Lawrence, Devonta Smith is pretty good.
Yeah,
but whoever had that team,
honestly,
bounced.
I know you don't. I know you don't like Waddle, but
yeah,
having Najee and Waddle's pretty good too. I'm not a big Trey Sermon guy, but
yeah, Adam Hutchinson with these picks. With
I hate
Mac
his.
Jones
I actually think his is probably the worst.
Kyle Trask,
so gross.
He's got these slow quarterback.
I don't think his is the worst. Actually,
no. I actually like.
I like Trey Lance and Elijah Moore at that spot.
I don't know that I like any other.
I like that combo
team besides my own.
Bro, you don't like mine? Kyle Pitts, 203.
I'm just playing the long game with Kyle Pitts because he's not going to be good for 2 years.
TJ Hawkinson was a good year too.
Okay,
what was he 10th overall?
I know that. I mean, like
Kyle Pitts is going to be higher, so suck on it. Mic drop.
Do you really think though?
Oh yeah, I'm high on Kyle Pitts.
Where does he go? Because
so that could change.
1-8.
I heard he could go to 6th to the Dolphins.
8th overall.
If Jamar Chase goes
he's not
5,
going 6th.
Okay, so if he doesn't go 7, who is 8? Carolina.
They have a plan at 6, and 9. I don't think it's Kyle Pitts. To be honest with you, why would they need another tight end?
That's because he's not even a tight. He's just a weapon. He arguably is the best receiver in this draft. I think after Jamar Chase, he's number 2.
Interesting.
As just pure receiving, like he's that good.
Okay.
But clearly you don't like him, I guess. So.
I like Kyle Pitts. It's just a tight end, and he's not. If he plays real tight end in the NFL, he's not going to be good.
There's a chance he plays real tight end, but I think he's going to play tight end, and they're going to line him up on receiver for like 30% of the snaps, and then they'll play him at tight end as well. He's gonna do both, but he's gonna be mostly.
I do like Kyle Pitts. I think he's really good.
It's a cheat code in fantasy because they're gonna have him listed as a tight end.
You think he's gonna have success year 1?
Not as much as
This is my redraft speaking, by the way.
Yeah, maybe not as much as Jamar Chase, but it will play out in the long run. I would rather have
Kyle
he's
going to be a top 15 tight end, but if he's a top 15 tight end this year 1, he's going to be like 14.
Oh, I think he could be like. We'll see. I'm not going to say anything until I know his landing spot. Because that is.
I really don't think he's going to Miami. I think Miami's there for Jamar Chase. One of these other wide receivers or the offensive line.
It seems like Cincinnati is leaning Jamar Chase to reunite him with Joe Burrow at 5.
I like it.
I like that too. But they do also really desperately need offensive line, so it's like, what are you doing? But I think the Dolphins could take an offensive lineman at 6 because then they could get their weapon.
Who's that guy? Penei Sewell.
Yep, and Rashad Slater as well.
Yeah, he is supposed to go like 3 to Miami in a lot of mocks.
Yep.
And right now they're at 6 after the top 4. Because I actually think if Atlanta might take a defensive player at 4. But anyway. So
or trade down.
The 4th round was an absolute crap show. I don't think Elijah Mitchell and maybe I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Tamaron Terry. Are probably the 2 guys that I like in this round, but
you like Sage Surratt? Surratt.
I honest to God, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know who that is.
The 4th round.
That's a stretch pick right there.
A lot of stretch picks. Yeah.
So anyway, my draft was Zach Wilson, Rondale Moore, Michael Carter, and then Jamie Newman. And Rick had Justin Fields, Kyle Pitts, Chuba Hubbard, and Kellen Mond. Let us know in the comments who had the better mock draft. And
I actually like yours the most, but you also had the 102.
Who do you like the most out of the entire draft?
For which person?
Yeah.
You or me. Okay. I'm not just saying that, but like, although
shout out to Fantasy Champions.
Yeah.
Follow any of our fantasy football content because Rick apparently likes both of our mock drafts.
I like slaps too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trey Lance, Elijah Moore, Kadarius Tooney, and then Seth Williams. It's not bad. But that's a lot of running backs. He better be winning now. Like at 104.
If it's win now, I'd like that draft. How about that?
But if you're at 104, then you're
I'm not
probably
crazy about Trey Sermon.
You're probably not win now. I would guess, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's gonna do it.
You said
I just stole your thunder. Yeah.
It's not even my thunder. It's just the fact that the outro wasn't running before you said it. So that'll do it for the Fantasy Champions Fan Football Podcast. We have a mock draft. We're going to do a lot of mock drafts this offseason. I don't know. I'm feeling mock drafts. So we'll talk to you Tuesday.
Take it easy.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.